Once again, our satellite coordinates all weekend in Milwaukee are AMC 15, transponder K12B, downlink frequency 11935.50, horizontal, data rate 11.914. Joined by Iowa State student-athletes Monte Morris, who had 19 points and 8 assists tonight, and Naz Mitru-Long, who had 13 points. Iowa State head coach Steve Prohm is with us, and he'll start with an opening statement, and then we'll take questions for the student-athletes. Coach, please.
Man, great win. Happy for these guys, happy for our team, our university, our program. Want to congratulate Nevada. Nevada, the really, really good basketball team. Eric's done a great job in a quick time to turn that program around. They got a lot of history, a lot of really good coaches have been through there, and they're good. They can really score, and that was our biggest thing we talked to our guys about at halftime is, you know, we did have great first half defense. That probably won us the game, but not to let them get loose in the second half. And we did at times, partly because of them and partly because of our offense. But this is a great win, and now we got a great opportunity on Saturday against Purdue, which is obviously Big Ten champion. So it's a great matchup.
Thanks, Coach. Questions for the student-athletes, please.
Monte, how tough was it in the second half during that 5-minute stretch, staying on the bench when they kept cutting into the lead?
It wasn't that hard. I knew the guys, you know, Donovan and those guys was prepared all year. That's why we play those games, you know, for times like this. So, you know, I was cool on the bench, and we made big shots. I mean, Donovan hit a 2, Deontay got a baseline drive, Matt hit a 3. So, I mean, I was fine on the bench. It's coach's decision, it's not mine, and you know, I'm not worried about whether I play or not. I'm gonna cheer my guys on because, you know, we playing for the guy next to us. So, I'm all in. Nah, I mean, I didn't say nothing to him at all, man. You know, it is what it is. I was gonna get in, you know.
Coach is gonna bench him.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not my call or nobody call, no player's call. It's the coach's decision.
You guys kind of put them away, but couldn't slam the door on them there late. They always started to make a little bit of a comeback, but when they did, someone hit the big shot. How much of that is just trusting in your teammates and experience and knowing that someone is going to hit that shot every time you need it?
It's everything, you know. Understanding that we just have to stay disciplined, stay composed and poised in this type of situation. I mean, anything could happen. You know, in that One Shining Moment video, you see all types of comebacks and game winners all the time. So it was our job to keep each other humbled and composed and stick to the game plan, man. That team is a great Nevada team, and they're capable of doing some crazy offensive things if you've seen that New Mexico game early on in the year. So we knew that the punches was going to come. We just had to make sure that we'd stop the bleeding whenever the time came. And, you know, it wasn't just one guy tonight. We were able to rely on a bunch of guys to do that.
Naz, with you guys being able to get up big and then withstand their runs, what kind of, I guess, statement do you think your guys' play made today?
That's everything. That's everything right there. You want to be able to have a team going into this dance that's composed when you get hit in the face, and that's what we did, especially when our best player was on the bench. You know, and knowing that when he comes in the game, we're going to be able to stay composed because he doesn't turn the ball over, and you know, he's going to lead us to a victory. You know, he had 4 tonight, but you know, that's something that you're not going to see again. And you know, it's good to have you know, our bench come in and create a great spark that really feels that puts us in a confident spot.
Anything else for the student-athletes? All right, you're dismissed. Thank you. Okay. And questions for Coach Prohm, please.
Steve, how good does that make you feel knowing you were able to kind of weather that storm with him on the bench?
Yeah, it was good. You know, he got that third foul quick. You know, he got a second one because he did a good job of not letting them get an uncontested basket. And his third one came, and he played for a couple minutes with 3, and then I I needed to get him out just to be safe. And then I was probably thinking about the 8-minute mark, and I guess he went back in about 6. But I thought Donovan played really well tonight. I thought he did a lot of really good things for us. I thought he continued to grow up. It's amazing to see the progress that he's made. And so Monte, like he said, he was as into the game as everybody. But, you know, then you had to get him back in the game. I thought when it got to 5, I thought that little pull-up, and I don't know if that was in that little 6-minute area, but that little pull-up jump shot to put us up 7 was big.
That 5-minute stretch with him on the bench, so they cut it to 4, and I don't even think you looked at him to put him in. Why not? And then 2, that group, I think they banged out 7 in a row, 8 in a row. I mean, what did you see that kind of extended the lead back out, I think, to 11?
Yeah, I mean, those guys have been playing well. If you look at the first half, I mean, our bench was good. Donovan was really good in the first half. He was good. I mean, I bet his plus-minus was pretty good tonight, just off the top of my head. And so, but then I knew it was time to get him back in. You know, I felt, you know, I'm not going to be pressured to play certain guys at times. I know, obviously, I need Monte Morris on the floor. And so, but he got in there in winning time and was able to close the game for us. But I thought Donovan was doing some good things for us. And then it may have went a minute or two too long, but, you know, it did get to 4. But, you know, fortunately, Matt and Deontay made some big plays for us.
Steve, a team like Nevada has proven they can find any which way to score. Was there anything in particular you told the guys to focus on? Maybe they can do this, but make sure you take this away down the stretch?
Well, transition defense is the first thing. And I thought we were really good in the first half. We gave up a couple uncontested threes, and that was our biggest point of emphasis, is that make sure we contested every shot. Second half, you know, we had a chance to get it to 15, and we missed a layup. And sometimes it goes. If you ever go back and look at tape, watch what a missed layup leads to. It usually leads to a basket on the other end. And so we go up, instead of going 15, they hit a 3 to go to 10. And we never could pull it away. But our biggest thing was to make sure we didn't get Marshall any good looks. And I thought we did that for the most part, and then continue to do a great job on Oliver. But they started, you know, I thought Caroline did a good job driving us, making some toughness plays, getting a couple and ones. You know, but for the most part, we were good. We were able to answer. When we couldn't score, you know, when we couldn't stop them, we were able to answer Matt's big 3 in front of our bench, Naz's lofted 3. But we've got seniors and we've got guys who can really shoot and spread you out. And so, you know, that helps. But, you know, you watch Nevada play, they can really score. I mean, Marshall, Oliver, those guys can really score. Caroline's very good. And so you've got to continue to play the right way.
Seems like Monte's always trying to make a statement with every game. With the time he was in the game, what do you think his play said tonight?
I mean, same thing it says every night. I mean, he's the best point guard in the country. Very fortunate to coach him. He's the winningest player in the history of this school. I mean, I talk about him all the time. I talk about him every interview. I mean, he knows how I think about him. I think everybody knows. He's the best point guard in the country. He's a winner. He won in high school. He's kept Iowa State, or really brought Iowa State basketball back to being relevant and being a national elite program. He's been an integral part of that, and now he's got a chance to go to his 3rd Sweet 16. How many kids can say that played college basketball? And so I love him, you know, and that's why I want to just keep coaching him a couple more weeks before he goes on to the NBA.
Coach, where does that first half rank as far as you go during the season, defensively?
Yeah, we were good. You know, even my AD told me we were good, so that made me feel real good. We were good defensively. I mean, you hold them to 30% shooting, contested shots. We were locked in. These guys have locked in. They've bought into trying to be good on the defensive end of the floor. Contesting shots. Naz has really taken upon himself to take a lot of pride in being our defensive stopper and putting him on the best guy, and he's done that. I thought he did a terrific job. Marshall finished with 16, but you know, he had to really work for those. And I think our first half defense gave us an opportunity to extend the lead, to be up 13, to where we could weather a little bit of a runs that you knew Nevada would make.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you. Good luck Saturday.
Thanks.
Joined by Nevada head coach Eric Musselman. Nevada student athletes Cameron Oliver and Jordan Caroline will be with us as well. Oliver had 22 points, 4 blocks. Caroline with 20 points, 8 rebounds. And again, Coach will make an opening statement and then questions for the student athletes. Coach, please.
You know, we lost to a team that's really good and a better team than us on tonight. I think they're the 6th most experienced team in the country, and I thought in the first half that their experience really showed. We start 3 sophomores and you know, but I thought that the second half that our guys, you know, I couldn't be prouder with the effort and the energy that they played with in the second half. And like I said, you have to give a lot of credit, or all the credit, to Iowa State. Their seniors played really, really well. And, you know, I thought that was difference in the ball game right now was just their veteran, and they stayed composed, and we really struggled to score in the first half.
Thanks, Coach. Questions for the student athletes?
Cam, where does this defense that Iowa State put up on you guys rank as far as the teams you've played against this year?
All the defense is pretty good. You know, they held us certain percentages, you know, but we executed ourselves. It's just we wasn't finishing at the rim. You know, the ball wasn't really going in the basket for us in the first half. You know, second half we tried to turn it around, you know, and we just kind of can't really play catch-up ball with a team like that.
Jordan, you guys had a lot of close looks. Was it their length or just some nerves, or what do you think was the cause behind just missing a lot of shots around the basket?
I would just say just the nerves, really. I mean, those are like shots you should make anytime, so it was just nerves.
I mean, Cam, you guys have made so many great comebacks, and you cut it to 4 a couple times in the second half. I guess what was the key in not being able to get over the top? It seemed like whenever you guys got close, they would hit that key basket.
Yeah, I mean, we just couldn't get over this hump this time. You know, we had small things, you know, small things was turnovers. Then they execute off our turnovers. You know, then, I mean, the foul calls that happened, unfortunately. You know, but tried our best to fight back. I mean, we played hard as possibly can. You know, just couldn't get over that hump.
Jordan, they shot a pretty high percentage. Obviously, a very good offensive team that can spread you out. I guess what was the biggest difficulty in trying to stop them offensively?
I guess just them having capable shooters, you know, just them spacing the floor. It kind of got us a little out of whack, I guess you could say.
I mean, for both of you guys, I mean, this is a historic season in Nevada history. Obviously, not the end that you guys wanted, but every season comes to an end. I guess what did this season mean to you, and you know, what is the feeling now that it's over?
Not gonna lie, it hurts the way we just ended it, you know, but I couldn't be more proud of these guys, man. You know, we definitely had a historical season. You know, we worked hard. We over the summer, you know, through the non-conference, conference, postseason, whatever. You know, we tried our best to do everything we possibly can. You know what? One thing I can say about these guys, man, we worked hard. And worked hard. We didn't give up. We fought through injuries, fatigue, anything you could possibly name. You know, we fought through it. You know, so.
And then same for you, Jordan.
Like you said, it hurts, you know, but I love these guys, and you know, we put in a lot of work in the season, and you know, we got to where we wanted to get. Obviously, we didn't get the result, but you know, it was a great season.
Anything else for the student athletes? Guys, thank you. Coaches, questions now?
Eric, you said you guys struggled to score points. Marshall kind of got off to a slow start also. What were they doing defensively to him?
I thought that, you know, Naz Long did a great job on him. He face guarded him. He's long. He's quick. I mean, what are you going to say? I mean, the guy did a heck of a job on him, making every catch difficult, making every shot difficult. But at the end of the day, we scored 46 points in the second half. And there was a lot of really good things we did. I mean, coming into the game, they do such a great job of taking care of the basketball, and we felt like if we could caused some turnovers, and we could take care of the ball a little bit better. I mean, we had 7 turnovers to their 13. That hardly ever happens. And scoring 46 points against them in the second half. I just thought we had a really struggle scoring in the first half, and that was really the difference in the game. We made enough runs in the second half, but they're a better team than us tonight, plain and simple. And then their bench, I thought both guys that came off the bench for them, Bowie and Jackson, were phenomenal. And like I said, there's a lot of good things. I mean, the one area that we're, probably the most disappointed in is the rebounding, because we felt that was an area that we needed to, to succeed in tonight, and to lose the battle of the boards by 10 is, that's the biggest difference in the game. They had a couple long rebounds, but they averaged 10 threes a game. We held them to 8. Again, they don't turn the ball over. We turned them over a lot compared to what they normally do. And, unfortunately, we didn't rebound like we thought we were capable of.
You guys have been able to get by despite limited depth throughout the season. They almost had as many guys in double figures as you played. I mean, how big of a difference was that in this game, that they were just able to roll in guys who would, chip in throughout?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought, 2 guys in particular were phenomenal. And we kind of knew that. I mean, we talked about Jackson really being a starter. And Bowie started for him earlier in the year. And until they moved Solo Young in there. And so they're experienced. And, I thought the difference was their experience. I think this season is really going to help our younger guys next year. I thought Josh Hall played really, really well in the second half. Lindsey Drew did a great job for us. And look, you have to give all the credit to Iowa State. They're a great basketball team. I mean, the conference that they play in, they're as hot as any team in the country. And like I said, when you play against a team that's got the seniors that they do, that has the experience that they have, that's what happens.
You just talk about the season in general, what you guys accomplished. It's, hadn't been to the tournament in like 10 years and getting there, and, what it means for the future also.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, we're proud of what we did. We're all hurting. I mean, that locker room, we had a lot of guys crying. Guys are hurting. I mean, they didn't want the season to end. The coaching staff didn't want the season to end. But, again, I mean, you got to give credit to a better team. And I think the future of the program's in great shape when you think about all the young guys that we have and their development and growth. And, Jordan Caroline really stepped up tonight, and Josh, like I mentioned, and Lindsey. I mean, those guys are all young guys that gained valuable experience. And, when you haven't been in this type of situation, experience really matters.
The first half, you were able to get a lot of shots around the rim. You just couldn't get them to fall. Was it nerves? Was it adjusting to their length? Was it something else?
No, I mean, they had 3 block shots. I mean, I didn't think, it's not like they have unbelievable size inside. I just think that, we missed some shots. We didn't finish through contact. I thought there was, it was a physical game around the rim on both sides, and we were unable to finish through contact. And, might have been nerves as well. I mean, I think both student athletes mentioned nerves, or Jordan did. And I thought in the second half we settled down a little bit, came out of our locker room with a little bit more composure. And it's just too big a gap playing against a team that's got that much offense.
You guys do make 3, runs, get it to 4 twice and 5 once. And is that just their experience and veteranness to be able to come up with that big shot or 2 in a row to kind of push the lead back up to 8 to 10?
Yeah, I mean, we played toe-to-toe with them in the second half, and we got down too much in the first half, and that's the difference in the game. I mean, we were down 13 at half and played really good the last 20 minutes.
Coach, do you expect Cam back next year?
I mean, Cam and I haven't sat down and talked. I mean, the only thing that we've worried about is, how does Nevada compete and play against Iowa State, and we've been pretty single-minded every game, every night, And there's no reason to talk about it up to this point because we had games to play, and we're here to support Cam in whatever decision he makes.
You guys obviously had a special season, a special run. I guess what's the feeling now that it's over? I mean, this group of guys won't be back together again.
Yeah, I mean, that's college basketball. Guys graduate, and I mean, right now, none of us are feeling real good. I think that in 3 or 4 days we'll look back and be really proud about what we've done. I mean, it was a goal to make it to the tournament, and we'll reassess our goals, give them a couple weeks off, and get back to work like we always do. And it hurts tonight, there's no doubt. But again, I told the team that our coaching staff loves them, and hang your heads high because they conducted themselves the right way. And I don't think anybody will say that we didn't play with effort, especially in the second half. So we played as hard as we could play.
You've mentioned experience a couple of times. Obviously, you can't get NCAA experience until you've played in a game. Now they've all done it. I guess, what do you want them to learn from this and take into the offseason?
I think there's just so much to learn. I mean, you're playing on the biggest stage of college basketball. So I think all our young guys are going to learn a lot, just like I'm sure Iowa State's guys have learned year after year after year that they've been in it. So it's a great learning experience. Hopefully everybody in the Mountain West thinks that we represented the conference well by playing as hard as we possibly could. And again, it's a tough loss, but all you can ask your student athletes is to play hard and really care. And that locker room really cares.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you.